Women ain't built for rejection. They don't go through it. They don't have to go through it. They're usually the ones that can go thumbs up, thumbs down. So if you express that you like a girl and you don't move quick enough, she'll shut you down because you didn't make the move.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man.
My question to you is, I still have that fear about dating, and just the idea of it brings up so much anxiety because I just feel like, I don't know, you said you got to listen to the music to enjoy it, not to wait till it ends, but it feels like every time I get into a relationship, it just seems like a massive anxiety countdown clock to start.
Okay, do you know what I mean when I say I say listen, love is like music, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not. You don't listen to a song to get to the end of it. You listen to a song because of it emotionally it moves you. That's why we do art. That's why we watch art, because we want to experience something that moves us emotionally. And and when you listen to music, the notes are just as important as the space between the notes. The silence is just as important as the noise. And you need the silence and the noise, and eventually it comes to an end, right? Mm-hmm. My point is, when you're saying you have this anxiety about it, the point is you're living life to experience life. You're not living life to just get to the finish line. It is about enjoying the process, going through life and experiencing things, and because of that, you become more fulfilled. Because of it, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
Right. But I think what he's saying is that he can't even hear the motherfucking chorus because of the anxiety.
Right.
He can't even hear the beat drop because of the anxiety.
That's because he's looking for it to be perfect.
What is the anxiety over for you, Shinobi? Like, what aspect of it is bringing you anxiety and fear?
Yeah, so I do have low self-confidence, but
let me answer this. What is the thing you're afraid of? What's the worst case scenario? What do you think's going to happen that's bad?
Being replaced. Not being good enough, not being the man she wants me to be, not having the key characteristics that make me masculine. Apparently, stuff like that. Like, so there's just too many men to compete with.
So that has nothing to do with the relationships. That has to do with you.
That's what he's saying. He's saying that he lacks the self-confidence.
No, yeah, but he's saying I have anxiety going into the relationship. To fix that has nothing to do with how you approach relationships.
That's all internal.
It's all internal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
you have
not
to fix you, because she's not thinking about any of that. Probably.
And the girl's probably thinking there's so many bad bitches on Instagram. Why would he want me? The same fears you have, shorty, he probably have too.
But here, and you make a really good point. But there's a thing so I've been in a situation where this girl. At first, and I knew her from a long time. At first, I had feelings for her, but she was like, "No, I'm not feeling it." All right, cool, whatever. We still became good friends, not in the simp way, but mutually. There's good conversations, great life stuff that goes on, in terms of advice or anything. And out of nowhere, she comes up and says, "Hey, I would like to be in the gray area with you." And I just thought that was offensive.
Very offensive. Tell that bitch kick rocks. Fuck out of here.
Why?
Yeah, 100%. And
why?
That doesn't make any sort of sense.
She want to put him on layaway just in case something better don't come around.
They're already on layaway.
Yeah, first of all...
Were you dating her and then she tried to put you on pause?
I never dated her. And
right, so this is what she's going...
It was a good friend, and now all of a sudden you open this crack in the door. It feels like you're manipulating me.
She could be, but she could not have been manipulating you.
Let me tell you something. My advice to you is don't fuck with nobody who don't want to fuck with you like on the same level. She's like, gray area. Nah, it's black and white, shorty. It's black and white.
You're missing the point. Mm-hmm. They were friends.
Oh, they was friends first?
Yeah.
And then started fucking with each other?
Yeah. No, they're friends, and now she like, yo, I like this dude more than I thought I would. Can we?
Oh, I thought they was talking to each other, and then she was like,
No, this is a rare instance where.
But you're right. If somebody put you on pause, then you nah.
Oh,
but
my bad.
What happened? Even jumped on.
I want to fight this bitch today.
The point is not that. The point is he. So let me explain something to you. She's dealing with you, and she's watching how you move, and she's like, "Oh, this motherfucker, he's kind of moving sexy." Like, I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Is that possible that could have happened?
I don't know, because, at the same time, she's popping off with other dudes left and right.
Well, what is she saying though? Is she saying I wanna fuck with you? She's saying I wanna fuck with you.
She's not saying I want to fuck with you. She says verbatim. She says, you should live in the gray area because, like, if things really do work out and things align, that I wouldn't mind taking a chance with that. In terms of my own personal development.
Wait.
All that stuff.
Okay, I don't understand. You're not being clear. Is she saying what does she mean by gray area?
That there would be a potential possibility in the future if everything aligned.
I think she's trying to situationship him.
Yeah. But is she's saying right now, or she's saying I want to put you in the gray area? And what does that mean? What is that different?
Or she, because women are not used to taking that active role and asking somebody out, she is like half-assing her way into it, being like, I could see us maybe doing a thing, and then hoping that he takes the lead.
Right, because women don't want to be rejected.
Yeah.
Women ain't built for rejection. They don't go through it. They don't have to go through it. They're usually the ones that can go thumbs up and thumbs down. So what'll happen is, even if you express that you like a girl and you don't move quick enough, she'll shut you down because you didn't make the move. Because she's insecure about the fact that you didn't make a move. Oh, you didn't want to fuck with me before. It's not that. All of that comes from the insecurity. What I'm saying is you have to first, before you jump the gun, you got to figure out what does the gray area mean. That's not clear. Did you ask her what the gray area meant?
Yeah. So she asked, it's like, how.
No.
Did
you ask?
Yeah, I asked her. I was
okay.
Like,
and what was her response?
I was like, can you please explain like what that gray area means? Because I don't like the idea of being in the middle whenever you decide that this may work.
She didn't say that though. She didn't say that. But what did she say when you asked her what does the gray area mean?
She said, I gotta stop thinking in black and white and be open.
That don't mean that's bullshit. What do you mean?
That's not she's a bullshitter.
That's what she was saying. That's what she told me.
Right.
That was her response.
Living in the black and white space.
Yeah, but that's a bullshit answer.
Because she's a bullshitter.
100%.
But here's the thing. It can't.
What Dante is saying is when you don't understand something and it's not clear, you stop and go, that is still not clear.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah. And so he didn't do that, which is learning.
Right.
He's learning. But when somebody's giving you this, like, stop. What does that mean? Just give it to me in layman terms what that means. Right. And so,
if she still doesn't, because everybody doesn't communicate the best. Everybody doesn't know what they mean. So everybody doesn't know how to say what they mean. People are afraid. People are insecure. They go through all kinds of shit trying not to say what it is. You have to say, look. So are you trying to fuck? Like, are we trying to fuck, or we trying to? You want to go out, or you want to
go out now, or no?
Or what do you want to do? Like, you have to. If she can't make it presented the way, then you need to give her a multiple choice. What are you saying? You want?
And also, you present what you want,
right?
Or you go, hey, do you want to go out now? Is that what you're saying? Well, maybe like no. The only thing I have available is, do you want to go out? I'm not doing.
Are we gonna? Yeah. Do you want to date and see if this works or not? And she goes, well, I'm just saying you need to be not thinking black and like you need to stop. Listen,
I feel like her answer is an answer though. Anything other than a yes is a no. When people give you the runaround, that's your answer.
Yeah, but
you ain't gotta ask for
she's
clarity.
not asking. She's not answering. She's the one asking questions. She's inquiring up front. You know what I mean? Because you're thinking of it, and rightfully so, in what we're used to, which is someone getting friend zoned. This is somebody using the friend zone terminology to get in, which is a rare.
They're already friends.
They're already friends.
So she's trying to
upgrade it in a weird way
into fucking him. That's what it sounds like to me. Mm-hmm. And if I think that's what your perception is, I'm like, yo, are we trying to get popping or what?
Yeah.
And then she got to go. I mean, I just think you. Okay, I'm not black. To stop with the metaphors.
Yeah.
Are we putting D in P? Is that now you gotta? Right. How do you answer? Well, I just don't. You gotta answer. That's not what I asked you. Yeah. D and P.
Yes.
All right. So Shinobi, what did she end up saying with after you? Where are we at now?
If you love what we're doing here, go to patreon.com. It's the best way to support us.
and check out all the bonus content.
That's right, patreon.com/manschool202. We do weekly bonus episodes. We do listener mail, dating tips, and also, if you love the show, you can go back to the archive starting from episode 1. All the episodes will be there at patreon.com/manschool202.
Yeah, so like so a couple of months ago, I asked her, "Can you please explain what the gray area is?" She gave me vague answers. Ever since then, I haven't really broached the topic because I'm kind of like offended by that. Because
why are you offended?
Because in my opinion, like I've and thank you for Dante. I've started dating a little bit, but like I understand when someone's really attracted to you, like really off the cuff, they can't control themselves, attracted to you. But then I also realize that people aren't. I don't think she's attracted to me per se. I think she's attracted at the model of a person that I am. And I think that also comes from like learning my value because I am.
Wait a minute. Stop. You're saying she's not attracted to you. She's attracted to the person who you are. The person who you are is who you are. That's what she's attracted to.
No, he's saying the idea of him. So he.
Yeah. But the point is, she's saying they were friends. It was cool. She could have just left it as it was. So why is she broaching this topic unless she's feeling
she's legitimately attracted? To him. Yeah.
And if you're legitimately attracted, and you like the riddles that she's talking in is annoying.
But she's a woman.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying about common sense. You gonna be like,
right?
If I go, either the D and the P or what? I'm like, and you be like, that's what I'm talking.
Listen, I'm saying C. Every language I know how to say yes, and I'm saying yes. C, we all that.
Exactly. But people don't always do that. So what I'm saying is the fact that you're offended by this, in essence, you're offended because you're dope. And she's going, oh, yo, I didn't even think of this dude in that way. And now...
So,
I'm kind of feeling him.
So here's the thing, Shinobi, about this part of it. You shouldn't, I get what you're saying where you're like offended that you would turn me down initially, but you shouldn't be offended the second time around because what it really is saying is that you're so dope and amazing that she's like, shit, I fucked up. I better loop her around.
Exactly.
And that's okay. You don't have to be if you like her and all that. So you shouldn't treat anyone coming back for a second look. You don't have to treat them like a piece of shit. Like, oh, you turned me down the first time. You know, you take applications.
That's true. Because my best friend, her husband, they're happily married, and she wasn't his first choice.
Right.
And she knows that.
Right.
But he's like, oh, I realize.
Huh?
And
no,
I'm kind of with him though, because if you're not on my dick right off the rip, nigga, we not being
Let me tell John Cena said that. I'm going to put this into an analogy. John Cena has a successful movie career, and Howard Stern asked him, he goes, does it bother you that you're never the first choice? He goes, absolutely not. He goes, nothing I ever got, I got as the first choice. Everything was someone passed up on it, and I stepped in, and I did the best, and I knocked it out of the ballpark, and it was great. And that's no different with relationships. I'm sure my girl had plenty of offers before me.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I had other girls before my girl. It doesn't matter.
I'm 58, and I've been around like 20 year old, and then we sitting down talking, and then all of a sudden they start blinking slow. I'm saying no. And you when it flips. Just because somebody doesn't have the intellectual acuity to understand what your value doesn't mean that your value is diminished.
True. That's true.
No, I agree with that.
Sometimes you can take the opportunity and show them why they should have chose you the first time.
But he ain't even, he just being him, and she's being friends with him, and she's like, oh, like she's hearing him she's getting an honest perspective of who he is, and she's like, yo, I might go fuck with this. Like, wow. Oh, and then you make statements and stuff. Look, dude, you gotta understand something. Women don't know what they want, their pussy does. It is a visceral reaction. They can say, "Oh, I want a nigga with a high quality man with $100,000. He got to be a doctor." And then it'd be the nigga that's living in his mom's basement. That she like, "Oh, this nigga with this nigga."
I don't know where these bitches is from. But I'm
saying, but
I don't know. You're right.
For women, attraction is a visceral thing. It's a thing that happens. It's not a list. It's not a list on paper. This, that, and yeah. And so what I'm saying is, you could. And here's the crazy thing: you could have a bad chick, right? Mm-hmm. And then she just turn you to where you like, oh, you are trash.
She could be so ugly emotionally and internally that you become unattracted to that person.
Yes,
that
happens all the time.
And vice versa.
Wait a second. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Dante, you just made my point. Like the point that I was like, I think this is what I got hooked on for. I heard you make that statement many, many times, and right. I've been with people who showed me that visceral attraction.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't have that. Like if you hug her, her body recoils.
That's not that doesn't keep her. That doesn't build a relationship, dude. That's the lure on the hook.
On the front end.
Yeah.
That's just the lure. That's the shiny shit. In real relationships, people get down and they get to know each other and they love each other for who they are, not for what they look like. I mean, I'm not saying that what they look like is part of attraction too, but I'm just saying don't jump the gun, but also do not move on until you get a clarification about what the fuck she means.
Yeah, 100%.
But if she's dragging her feet on the clarification, I'm gonna need you to move on because yes.
Women are always drag their feet on clarification.
Not with somebody who she really want to fuck with.
No, because women are scared of rejection.
They do.
Somebody they really want to fuck with?
Yo, his girl.
I can't relate to these women.
But this is what I'm saying. What did I say about common sense?
Right.
Yeah, you
and also
yes.
You're a comedian. You're a different. This is what I'm talking about. Comedians are different mentally.
We are.
You got to be more adventurous.
His girl was like, I was throwing the pussy at you.
I was like,
and he was like, when
what are you talking about? She was like, liking my post.
She said, and then I said hi in your DM.
We had a couple back and forth.
No, she said hi in the DMs. Did she hit your DMs with the hi? She was definitely throwing pussy at you.
Yeah, but that's not throwing pussy.
Hold on, Dante.
You know what?
You made another good point.
What?
That actually happened to me a lot after our first couple of consultations. I started going on dates, and there was like 3 girls that were there that I didn't know had, and I was like, all right, it's a cool dinner or whatever. And then I would leave and drop them off or whatever, and they would text me like, oh my God, I was like desperately trying to kiss you in the back of the Uber. I was like, I didn't pick up on any of that.
right.
Because a woman doesn't want rejection, so she thinks that hunting is putting herself in position for you to hunt her.
Yeah.
And she acts like that's throwing pussy at you. My girl literally was like just saying hello, and we were out chit-chatting a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe she likes me. Let me try. I've had a girl hit me in the DMs and literally say, hey, I'm trying to throw some pussy at you.
So you need it to be that direct.
I don't need it to be that direct at all. I'm with my girl and I interacted with her, but her interpretation of it was like I was a doofus and I was missing out on all these signs. I'm like, no, I wasn't missing out on all these signs. I was trying to be kind of like nice and cordial in the DMs without going, hey, do you want to suck my dick? I thought that was a little forward. So women are always scared of rejection, so what they do is put themselves in a position so hopefully you ask them out, and that's what this chick was doing.
But I mean, I've been doing this shit and advising people so long. Soon as you blink and slow, like I'm like, so you like me? And she be like, "Why? You bugging?" I'm like, "You look, give me your phone." And it's like, you ever be in a party? And every time you look up, it's a rule I call the proximity rule, right? You look up and you catch a girl's eyes. And every time you look up, somehow y'all are in the same way, you looking at each other, right? Even if she doesn't understand it, she's letting you know, I kind of could fuck with this nigga. Mm-hmm. Even if she don't.
Some interest.
And here's why. You ever see a dude who's real creepy at a party? And the girl is creeped out.
Try too hard.
A guy who's creepy, that dude, once she gets away from him, he'll never see her again. Mm-hmm. He could search. He could be like Eva, and you
should
like
turn her whole body, stare at a blank wall to make sure she doesn't accidentally make eye contact with this dude.
She's in the shed. Right? Mm-hmm. Because you have to understand something, and this is the empathy of women. Women have to be true to whether or not you're dangerous to them. Because every time a woman goes, yes, I want to go out with you, she's risking the fact that she could be raped or murdered or hurt or assaulted or whatever. And so their intuitive ability to kind of read whether or not things are dangerous or not is hypersensitive. So when it's a situation where a guy is giving off energy that makes them feel unsafe, they will not. They get the fuck out. Even if you're indecisive could read as you hiding something, and you're hiding something, so which means to them dangerous, and they just, I'm out. So the same way, if a guy is a creeper, he'll never see her. The same thing is opposite the other way. If every time you look up, we end up looking at each other, there's a reason.
Yeah.
A girl will make herself available, even if she's not even conscious of it. You at the punch bowl, she at the punch bowl.
My girl was always on my page, liking my stuff, right? I like it. That doesn't guarantee. That just means okay.
Because I don't advocate. I've said that too, liking your page and stuff, because that is a way to gain attention without committing to the attention.
Yeah.
So I don't. But what I'm saying is, don't get appalled because she's checking for you. Like, you mad because you dope. Like, that don't make no
I gotta
sense.
put my jacket on. It's cold.
Yeah. That's you have a second. You're going to disappoint a lot of people, Eva, but please do it so you don't get sick. But I'm just going to let you know I see what's going to happen. The chat is going to be very furious. Well, it's going to take some time, but I'll pull up the comments.
They're going to be like, you putting a jacket
Listen,
on?
this ain't my first night here.
No, the titties is still gonna be there.
Okay, thank you. We just
Don't worry, the
appreciate it.
titties still gonna be here.
So the thing I want to get to also is the second thing before we wrap up, because there's a super chat who had a question. But you also were worried about that anxiety thing. That is the bigger thing you got to worry about, because you don't realize how great you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're focused on all the flaws of what you're doing. How does he fix that, Dante? Maybe a consultation.
So laying the consultations, DanteandHarry.com, we can that's
going to be a long fix.
That's coming from someplace else. But laying the 5 bricks and doing what you're doing and being, see, like, you got to understand, your people like you for who you are, not what you are. You understand? It's the same way if you can have a woman who's really attractive and then she could just be a trash human being, and then you don't even find her attractive anymore. So the content of your character. Are you honest? Do you tell the truth? Do you keep your word? Are you empathetic? But even in that, you still got to be in a situation where you don't just because you're empathetic doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. You also can't be like, I don't get mad. Like, it's just not I don't get mad, because if you're doing some bitch ass shit, thank you. Mm-hmm. Borrow money from me and don't pay me back.
You just bought your way out of my life. Thank God.
That's the best $5 I ever spent. Mm-hmm. Jump out the window and cuss me out and it, like, oh, my bad. Okay, I got it. Then when you come back and you go, oh, yo, out of, I get it. I totally, it happens. You won't see me because I don't have time to waste. So what I'm saying is, you paying attention and listening instead of letting your insecurity jump the gun and you're assuming and if you have questions about what the intentions are, ask.
Yeah.
Just open your mouth and ask. And if they're not clear, ask again.
And they still not clear, I would stop asking. I'm not sitting here trying to undo riddles with a bitch. No, for real, for real.
I agree with that.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.